In 1800s in Germany, after the Napoleonic Wars, when everybody was returning home, they'd had a lot of crop failures and famines, and there was overpopulation. Germans were staging revolutions, trying to change these things, and eventually they realized that they were not about to enact the changes that they wanted. So they began looking to other places to immigrate to. And many were immigrating to England and to Russia and to South America. But then by the 1820s, there was a German named Gottfried Duden, and he wanted to write a book about America and about what could be a good place for Germans to immigrate to. He had purchased some land in what was to become Missouri in 1819. And he came to Missouri, and he stayed for about 3 years because he felt that the best way to write the book would be to say why it was so good, but to be an actual experience. His book painted such a glowing description and made it so wonderful that many were inspired. And there were immigration societies formed at that time in Germany in order to gather large groups, as Duden had suggested, to come to Missouri and found new colonies. After the Germans arrived, they, wanting to make a better life for these families, but not lose their culture, they would continue many of the traditions that they had done from the old world here. Even today, we have over 450 buildings that are on the National Register, and every one of those buildings was built by someone who was either German-born or of German ancestry. So when you have these many tangible evidences of a culture, it keeps the culture so much alive. We still have German church services before Christmas at a small little church nearby that does the end service entirely in German to this day. The Catholic churches, the Lutheran churches, all were founded by German families, and these were all the result of those early Germans wanting to keep the traditions and the culture alive, and when they wanted to make a better life for their families, this is how they envisioned doing it. And that's why today, this still is the utopia and the German area that our ancestors envisioned, because this was their dream, and we just have passed it on from one generation to the next.